guys, it's Angie, and I'm coming today to do a little tutorial. I've had several people ask me how to make my paperclip tabs and that tag that I made with the paperclip on top. And so I thought I'd come today since I was making a few and just show you. I've got my camera as close as I can, so hopefully you'll get to see better. I know a couple ladies have tried to do the paperclip tabs and they said it didn't come out the way they wanted it to. So I thought I'd try again. I do have the tutorial on it. It was with the 10 questions that I did, but I thought that I would just solely make this tutorial based on what you guys asked for. So you're going to need basic supplies, paper clips. I did it with something else too besides paper clips, and I'll show you those in a second. Some scraps like trims, doilies, cheesecloth, lace, whatever you have laying around in your little scrap pile. You'll need that. You'll need whatever you want as dangles. I have gypsy beads, a little key charm, some glass beads. You'll need some jewelry tools, wire cutters, flat nose and maybe round nose plier. Some material, snippets of material, and however you want to decorate it. That's pretty much up to you. But this is basic on how I came up with this idea, and you guys can go off and do whatever you want with it or whatnot. It's super simple. It's not rocket science. Like I said, it's just a different way to make a tab and a tag. So let's start off with let's do these first. So here are some that I already have done, and these are sorry guys, I'm trying to keep you there in focus. So these are the tabs that I made, and basically they're just an altar tab with a paper clip, and I'll show you how I make them, but these are finished ones. So they just open like that. And well, actually I need to add the dangle on it, but these are pretty much finished without the dangles. So there's that. And then these also need dangles, but I also did them with safety pins. How cool, right? So these are safety pin tabs. So what you'll do, what a tab is, which most of you know, is just you'll end this, it's a divider for your pages. So let's see, I don't have a piece of paper that isn't written on. Right here we go. So basically this is your page, and then you just put your tab in here like this, and it'll hang out of your journal. And then you'll have your dangles right here. And then you could, there's so many possibilities. You can add so many more embellishments off a safety pin and a paper clip. So, and then this is what this will look like. You'll put it up here, close it. So there you go, you guys. Yeah. Okay, so what I did, I think I showed them all to you. Here's the other ones. So here they all are together, actually. And then I'll put the other two together that I didn't put together, so you guys can get a full look on how I made these. So those go over here. And then we'll get on with the tag. So what I did, and I did these, I pre-made these ones, but as I took a piece of material and a rusty, I rusted some paper clips. I took a piece of material the length of the paper clip, and I just doubled that and then folded it in half, wrapped it around, and then I sewed with my sewing machine, sewed it shut. And then I keep mine together, so I'm not like sewing, cutting. So I have a chain by the time that I'm done, so I'll do like a whole length of these. So I'll just sew, pull the thread out of the sewing machine a little bit, sew the next one, and so on and so on. And then when I'm ready, then I keep them all together, and then I'm ready to put them together, I'll cut them apart. So if that makes sense. So let's get started. So the first thing, I took some bits, some snippets, and you can do your layering technique however you want to. I just take a bunch of snippets to build up for the little snippet collage I'm going to put on top of here. So what I did is, let's like cut these apart. I'll work on this one because this goes for here. So you're going to have your paper clip facing the way that's going to come out. I mean, you could flip it if you want to. So I'm going to add after I put my dangle on, I'm going to take my wire and fold that over, roll it over, so my dangle won't fall off. But to begin with, like I said, I sewed it, and then you have like a little flap, so that's how you're going to attach that to the page. And then the next step, this goes for the inner side. So I kind of put like a piece of trim to hang down on the bottom. So you're going to open the little flap here, and I want it on the back of the front to show, so it'll hang down a little bit here. So when you close it, it's in the front. So make sure you have it open, because if you close it together, you don't want to close it, glue it shut. So it looks like that. So that's step one. I add the inner trim, and you can have a piece of doily hanging down. These ones have lace. Let's see, I don't have any doily ones. This one I added in the front instead of having a dangle. I just added that in the front. So that's that first part, and then make your little layered collage. So I just got some string and some doily, some lace, and then I kind of just take a peek on how it's going to look. And sometimes I whips to do like a stitch really quick and get them together, but to save time, which I do this too, just use a little bit of hot glue. And I don't like thick hot glue in my work if I'm going to use hot glue, especially with fabric and whatnot. So what I do is I get this silicone mat, and everybody has one of these, and I flatten the glue, so it flattens, glues flat, dries flat, I guess, cools flat. So I take the next piece, and this one's going to go on top. So it looks like that. And then these are just little tiny paper tag there, and I'm just going to put some, you can use fabric tack or, like I said, hot glue. I kind of just stick it on there, and I find, like I said, you can add like little trinkets on there. You can whip stitch some seed beads on here. This is just what I'm going to do for today. So there's my little tiny layered snippets, and then I'm going to put that on top of this right here, your fabric tab. Make sure it's facing the right way. You want the open facing this direction. And I'll open this because I don't, like I said, if you're using thinner material, you don't want it to glue through and glue your two flaps together. So then I just do the same thing. So there you go, you guys. Like I said, it's not rocket science. It's just something super simple. It's just another way to add tabs to your junk journals. I thought it was a lot of fun. They looked really good. I did do the last journal I did do was like a soft cover, and I added these kind of tabs. So if you want to get a closer look on what it looks like on a junk journal, just go to that video. I'll have the link below. I have one more to make, and then we'll make the little dangles, and then we'll get on to the tag. So the exact same thing. So I'm going to go through it one more time with you guys. So this is like a linen. So I definitely want to make sure that I don't glue these two pieces together, because this is like a thinner material. So I'm going to add, on this one I'm going to add a doily to the bottom. So you want to make sure you add it to the front, back, the tab. So this one, there. So here it is right here. You're going to open it up right here, and you're going to glue this, hot glue this to there. So it kind of looks like kind of tricky, but it's not. Make sure you have your doily facing the right way. It just adds like a little dangle to the front of it. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. This is just, I love adding details, so something I do. So that's what it's going to look like. So your page is going to, you're going to end up fabric tacking or however you want to glue it onto your page like this. So it has the little front like that. And that'll be the front. And you can add one to the back too if you want to. I just kind of add it to the front. And then we're going to make our little tiny collage here with bits. Sometimes you can glue these all at once because they, you know, they're lace and trims. And if I'll kind of check it and then make sure, you know, add just a little tiny bit of hot glue if it's not glued down. And like I said, I don't like bulk to my work, so I always, if I'm going to use hot glue, I flatten it as much as I can. I'm going to add a little tiny bitty butterfly to this one. Let's see. I thought these were a lot of fun to make, and they're just another little fun element. And I also add string or thread. You know, I save all my leftover thread from my sewing machine that comes out. You know, you always have like those bits. And I add it to my layers here. So it just kind of sticks out a little bit. Just adds texture and another element. And like again, I said, be careful. So what I'm going to do is open this and lay it flat like this. A little hot glue there. Stick it on. Now if I were to keep this flat on this kind of material, it's kind of like a linen, a loose woven linen. If I were to have kept that together and glued this down, it would have gone through here and glued to this part. Then you wouldn't have your opening to attach to your page. So there you go. Look how cool that looks, you guys. Aren't they adorable? I love them. Okay, so the next step that I did, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna work on these two, is you can add anything you want to hang as your dangle. I sometimes just add a gypsy bell. Sometimes I'll add a glass bead and a gypsy bell. It's preference onto however you want to do them, or you can just add a key. You know, it's totally up to you. I think I'll just add a key to that one and we'll do a double layer on that one. So you'll need some jewelry eye pens. And so I'm going to have to do it this way. Okay. And these are basic jewelry skills. Like I said, I'm not a jeweler. I always mention Misty from Mac Jewelry and More and her sister Christy. They do all the jewelry stuff. So if you want to go ahead to her channel, I'll have her link below too. And she's an amazing, amazing beater, and I tell her that all the time. But she is the jeweler. She taught me just to roll it over, which I used to go the back and then front and do all that crazy stuff. But this actually, it still looks neat. And I actually kind of feel like it's extra protection, like so your beads don't fall off. So there you go. And then I'm going to get a jump ring, a little jump ring. Should have had all this stuff out, right? And then you take two flat nose pliers and you open a jump ring in the opposite direction. You don't want to pull them apart this way. You want to open them in the opposite direction. I'm just going to hang on the little gypsy bead there. Then you're going to close it back together the same way. You're just going to bring it back to the center. There you go. It's like a little dangle. And then I'm going to take my paper clip and I'm going to just open it here up on the side there. Just run that through there. Then you have your dangle, but the way I do it to keep the bead from falling off, or your dangle, I just kind of open that, just roll it over with your needle nose pliers. Just make a loop. So there you go, guys. I love it. It's like an earring or something for your page, which would be kind of cool. That's another idea. You could do paper clip and then make earrings with your paper clip with your dangles. So many possibilities with a paper clip, but this is just a fun way that I came up with, just something different to hang off the side instead of just like having a tab, you know, like this, which is super cute. I love it too, but this is just another way to add some more jewels, some more jewelry to your junk journal. Alright, so we have this one to finish up, and this one I'm just going to run through. I don't think I need a jump ring for this. So yeah, maybe I might. I'm just kind of like that. We'll add this one. So again, the way you open a jump ring is you pull it opposite directions. Add your dangle. This is kind of a big jump ring. Yeah, I don't like that one as much. Let's see if I can find a smaller one here. Okay. Same thing, open it opposite directions. Add my little key. I love keys. Everybody knows I love keys. And bring it back to the center. Kind of wiggle it until I hear them click. And then open up your safety pin or your paper clip. There's the key. And then your needle nose pliers. Just roll that over. I use really like thin, you know, the diameter's pretty small. I work with small projects, so they work perfect for me. There you go. So here's just two different ways, or two different dangles, different ways to do with paper clips. Let's see if I can get them a little bit closer. So I hope that made better sense, you guys, because I know, like I said, I had a couple ladies tell me that they tried to do these and they were a little bit difficult. Let's work on one of these, because I don't have one finished. But this is a safety pin, and you can do so many things. Like I could add a piece of string up here. I could, you know, oh my goodness. I have some ideas, but this is just one. So let's do a dangle. I think that'll be fun on these. Let's get an eye pin. Snip it on top. Careful, don't let it fly across the room. Pull it over. And sometimes I'll have like, if I have like a little sharp point that I didn't get rolled over tight enough, I'll just take my little snips and snip that off. This one's a thicker eye pen. Oh, I just jumped across the room. Thank goodness I wear glasses, right? You don't want any sharp edges. Okay. So then, little jump ring. We'll add the bell. Trying to stay in frame, you guys, sorry. That, and the little bell. I love gypsy beads, they're my favorite kind of bell. I mean, I like little jingle bells too, but I like the way these, I don't know, there's a different sound too from a jingle bell to a gypsy bell. I don't know, I just like the sound. Okay. So, actually I'm going to need another jump ring for the safety pins. Let's see here. Let's see, hold on here. Sometimes I do with my finger to begin with if it's tiny. So I'm going to do this. And I take my other plier. There you go, guys. Isn't that awesome? Like I said, you don't have to add this big long dangle. It can just be the gypsy bead or just the glass bead. And then you're going to open it this way. This is what it's going to look like as a tab. Super fun, just another tab. Another way to use a tab. I love it. I love it. Okay, so the tag is next.